Hey everyone, this is Nate with Nateflix, and this is my review of Guardians of the Galaxy.
They call themselves the Guardians of the Galaxy.
What a bunch of a-holes.
Hooked on a feeling, I'm high on believing that you're in love with me. I'm hooked on a feeling.
Now, going into the movie, I'll be honest, I was a little bit nervous because, one, the Guardians of the Galaxy is not one of Marvel's bigger properties. It's like a D-level comic book, and I don't know anyone who's ever read it, and I've never read it. So I just looked up a little information so I kind of knew going in who was who and what was what. But the reason why I wasn't too excited was really the director, James Gunn. I don't personally like any of his other two movies that I've seen. One was called Super and one was called Slither, and they both kind of sucked to me. I didn't like either one, so when he was announced, I was like, I'm not gonna like this movie. Marvel's finally gonna fail. Well, it turns out they didn't, because the movie is great. The story is pretty basic. It's really just two groups of people, good guys and bad guys, going after an item. That's really all it is, but there's a lot of other things that make the movie really great, which I'll get into in a second. Because next I'm gonna go into why, and that's the characters. See what I did there? That's why I stopped. That was the transition. So the main reason why this movie works so well and is as good as it is really the characters and the actors that play the characters. Just a quick rundown. Chris Pratt, he's the lead. He plays Peter Quill, who goes by Star-Lord, except he's the only one who calls himself that. So it's kind of a running joke throughout the whole movie. And he's great. He's really funny. When he needs to be serious, he's serious. And when he needs to be funny, he's funny. He's almost like a Han Solo type of character. Then you have Zoe Saldana. She plays Gamora. She's not bad in any way, shape, or form. I found her character to be the least interesting, I should say. She has some cool fight scenes and some cool action scenes, and she has some funny parts, but less so than everyone else. There's really three characters that, for me, were my absolute favorite part. First would be Groot, who is the giant tree. Vin Diesel does the voice, and he only says 3 words throughout the entire movie. He does a really good job with his 3 words, and he says them in different inflections, so he's such a wooden actor, so they're like, let's just make him a tree, and it worked out beautifully. He's great. Then you have Rocket. He's a raccoon, but he doesn't know he's a raccoon. He just thinks is what he is. Bradley Cooper does the voice. Hilarious. He's so funny. He's snarky. He's mean to everyone, but he's kind of their friend, but he's kind of a jerk. He's fantastic. But my personal favorite character ended up being Drax, played by Batista, the wrestler, who, trust me, going in, I'm like, no, terrible choice. He's hilarious. Everything out of his mouth is hilarious because his character you can only understand literal things. But just to give you an example, there's a scene where he's gonna kill someone, and Chris Pratt does this signal to him, like, you can kill him. And his response is, why would I touch his throat?
She betrayed Ronan. He's coming back for her. And when he does, that's when you...
Why would I put my finger on his throat?
What? Oh, no, it's a symbol. This is a symbol for you slicing his throat.
I would not slice his throat. I would cut his head clean off.
It's a general expression for you killing somebody. You've heard of this. You've seen this, right? You know what that is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
No.
So he takes everything literally, like metaphor. He doesn't understand metaphors. He doesn't understand any of this. So it just leads to a lot of funny dialogue between him and everyone else. He's like a better Spock. Spock is very like, what is it called? He has no emotions. Right. Well, this guy's just literal man. He's hilarious. He's great. When they get drunk, he's like, let's put more of this liquid in our bodies. Like, he's just, I'm telling you, gold. As far as the villain, Lee Pace plays him, Ronan the Accuser. He's okay. I mean, he's a generic, I'm gonna blow up everything. I'm gonna kill everyone. I hate everyone. I want the gem, this whole thing. And he's not bad, but the character himself is just not that interesting. There's some good side characters, like John C. Reilly's in it. Glenn Close is in it for 5 minutes. I don't know why. Benicio del Toro is in it. He's weird. He's in it for 3 minutes. Weirds it up. He does this. Yeah, I don't know why. He's like, the gem is beautiful. And then the raccoon, and then Rocket goes, we don't care. He does it. He like mocks him or something. It was hilarious. But everyone did a really good job, I think. The action scenes in the movie are really well done. They look great. I happen to see the movie in IMAX 3D. I would recommend it, but if not, I would imagine they'd still be really good on any screen you watch it. But the movie looks fantastic visually. You know, sci-fi. I like sci-fi in general, but I think it really looks cool. It's just a cool looking movie. It's kind of like a big budget version of like the cheesy 80s kind of sci-fi stuff where if they had money, it'd be awesome. It's like that. It's like an awesome version of that costs $150 million. And on top of all that cool spaceship action and, you know, spaceship flying action scenes, there's some really cool hand-to-hand fights. Both Batista and Zoe Saldana have a couple of fights, like one-on-one fights against the bad guys, and they're all really cool, really well done, really entertaining. On top of that, though, one thing the movie has that is amazing is the soundtrack. It is great. I know some people were like, why are these 80s songs playing in the trailer? Like, it's like 70s and 80s music, doesn't really fit. Trust me, it makes perfect sense within the context of the movie. And the songs that they picked, they're all great songs, first of all, but where the director put them in the movie, they fit perfectly. Sometimes they're hilarious, sometimes it's more for like emotional type stuff, and they're all really good. It's just, I absolutely love the soundtrack. It's really great. And lastly, just if I didn't already mention, the movie's super funny. And it is just very witty, very like sarcastic kind of sense of humor. So like if you have that sense of humor, you'll probably love it, but it is absolutely hilarious. Now, in regards to what sucked, I got nothing. Nothing sucked. So just to wrap things up, if you didn't already know, I absolutely love the movie. It was the best movie I've seen so far this summer. Maybe a week ago I would have said Planet of the Apes, but this is so different from that, but just so much more entertaining. It is funny. It has action. It has heart to it. It's not just, you know, comedy. It has great characters, awesome music, awesome fights. I could think of nothing wrong with it. It really was like the perfect summer popcorn movie. So normally I give a score out of 10. There's only 6 Infinity Gems. I'm gonna give this movie the entire gauntlet, and I'll go 6 out of 6 Infinity Gems. If that confuses you, it's a 10 out of 10. But just for picture purposes, we got 6 Infinity Gems. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the videos, tell your friends about them, watch them again, subscribe. Do all that, and stay tuned next week when I review Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It's just the outfit, man. Ninja Turtle, you better stop poking me.
What is it?